Yeah, we had all kinds of experiences last year. The November, December, the non-conference stuff. There was, we were sorting through a number of different things with, Ty and Austin and the injury situation, and we had young guys that were in starting spots for the first time, and some guys that were on the team for the first time. We had, difficult schedule, so there were all kinds of experiences at that point, Scott. And in January, February, we played a lot of conference games that were close, and a lot of games that were basically tied with 2 minutes left, and we won some of them, we lost some of them, but then playing great down the stretch, I think gave our guys a little bit of a shot in the arm. I think specifically to the tournament, for the guys to be able to see Wyatt play the way Wyatt played. Is we've got 6 seniors on our team right now, and we've got 2 juniors, and then we've got some really good, younger guys when you go beyond those 2 classes. And so I think for them to be with Wyatt and the way that he played is something they can take forward. I think bigger picture, Wyatt and Miles is our 2 seniors last year. The way they stayed with it when things weren't going great, and they got us to a point where even though it wasn't much fun going through November and December, those 2 guys, the way they approach things on a daily basis, they got us to the point where we were, in position to go to the NCAA tournament. So a lot of great lessons. And then the last thing I'd say about it is there's a ton of motivation for these guys. They've been a part of, okay, how do you get there? And we were in position to take the ultimate step to the NCAA tournament, and it didn't happen. So there's a ton of motivation, and okay, how do we now take that last step? And so there was a lot to be learned from that. Yeah, and that's a big deal for us. He had some great moments as a freshman, but he's got a personality that's good for all of us. He's always got a smile on his face. He's always upbeat. The medical condition took a real toll on him. It set him back, and he's working through that. He still manages that a little bit, but great to have him back on both fronts, like for our team and what he brings to the court, but also just his personality, his outgoing personality, and his the way he's moving around all the time. Like both those things, really good for our team. Yeah, he had as we all know, he had a great first year, and the thing that I think we were as a staff most impressed with, and as his head coach, is his ability to stick with it when things, it's hard being a freshman in any league in the country. It's even harder when you've got a lot of responsibility, and he's doing both. He's a freshman, and he had a ton of responsibility for us. And you tack onto it last year, Fife and Ty are 2 of our better returning players, are both hurt. So not only does that impact our entire team, but it impacts AJ, it impacts Trey Burrow as a new guy, it impacts Spence and Wyatt and Isaiah as the only returners now. So the way in which AJ was able to manage that and go through that, continue to ask the question, okay, what do I need to do better? What do I need to be doing right now? What do I have to get better at so that I can play better, so that I can help our team play better? Taking and watching Wyatt, watching Miles, learning from those guys. Like he always wants to know what do I need to be working on so that I can get better, so I can play better, so I can help our team do better. And that's probably what I was most impressed with. I think it's what I just talked about with practice. We just our 2010 team went into our Hall of Fame this past fall, and got me thinking about. I watched a couple of the games, and it got me to thinking about our practices. And those practices were much more difficult than the games. Like, we had some guys on that team that couldn't wait to get to the game so they didn't have to practice against the guy they had to practice against. And that's what we need right now. I mean, that's bottom line. That's what we need right now is guys on our team like, I can't wait to get to the game so I don't have to play against this guy in practice every day. And we've got a chance to do that with the depth that we've got on our team.